Alright, something genuinely interesting happened recently, and it doesn't look like it was meant to happen at all. For a brief moment, the DJI Osmo Pocket 4 appeared on Amazon Germany. Not as a rumor, not as a third-party guess, but as an actual product page tied directly to DJI. And that matters because this is the first time the Pocket 4 has shown up on a major retail platform in a way that can be traced back to DJI itself. The page didn't stay live for long. It was quickly pulled, rolled back, and completely removed, but not before screenshots were taken, and those screenshots give us a few important clues. First, the listing was clearly associated with DJI, which immediately gives it more weight than random leaks or speculative store placeholders. This wasn't some unknown seller testing keywords, it looked internal. Second, buried inside that temporary page was an availability date pointing to March 2026. Now, it's important to be very clear here. This is not a confirmed launch date. DJI has a history of placeholder listings appearing early, either because internal timelines leak before they're finalized, or because retailers prepare product shelves well in advance. But these kinds of listings are rarely meaningless. As for the specs shown on the page, nothing there was shocking. The description mentioned a compact vlogging camera with a roughly 1-inch class CMOS sensor, 4K recording up to 120 frames per second, 3-axis stabilization, fast autofocus with face and subject tracking, and direct compatibility with platforms like YouTube. If that sounds familiar, that's because it lines up almost perfectly with what we already know from the Osmo Pocket 3. Which strongly suggests this wasn't a final spec sheet. More likely it was a placeholder configuration, something retailers use before official details are locked in. So the specs themselves aren't the headline, the timing is. Seeing a March 2026 date, even briefly on a DJI-linked Amazon listing, suggests a realistic late Q1 launch window. And historically, DJI announcements tend to land relatively close to release. They don't usually reveal products a year in advance, so while this wasn't a formal reveal, and while the page disappeared quickly, the Osmo Pocket 4 has now crossed an important line. It has surfaced in the retail ecosystem, and once that happens, things usually start moving faster. No confirmations yet, no official announcements. But this feels like another sign that the Pocket 4 is slowly entering the public timeline, whether DJI intended it or not. That's it for now. I will see you in the next one.